You know, all of this whole thing with Ghislaine.
Yes.
Ghislaine.
Yes.
All the things about Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, everybody's like, oh, that horrible bitch.
Yes.
Oh, that fucking... Oh, that God, that nasty woman. I'm sitting here thinking the whole time, wow, damn, too bad I couldn't have partied with her, right? Like, you know. Yeah.
Good.
Oh, shit. Yeah, man, you think, wow, yeah. I'll tell you this, I would have shown Prince Andrew a thing or two, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's no knife.
Right. Part of reaching an audience is being yourself.
Well, and hey, I'm doing it every day.
Right.
Every day. Take me or leave me, whatever the hell it is. If you don't like it, turn it off, right?
Right.
But no, you know, and even Epstein,
yes.
You know, for that matter. I mean, God, I know none of you out there are going to want to hear this, but God, he would have been one of my best friends, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
How many different families do you have?
A whole lot less than I would have if I was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, yeah. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Yeah. God, God, man, I just think about that, the ramifications.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, of course, when Hillary came to kill me, I'd fucking do her first, so,
right.
You know. Wouldn't have ended that way in my cell. No. Anyway, yeah, yes, the Arkansas tornadoes. Yeah,
yes.
That's what we're talking about here. At least 2 were killed after the tornado hit the nursing home in Arkansas. Now a cove-nado filled with elderly people and COVID-19 are headed for Little Rock.
Right.
See what I did there?
Yes.
Yeah, I stuck old people and COVID into a tornado, right?
Right.
You know? Mark my words, somebody in Hollywood is writing that script.
Right.
Cove-nado.
Right.
Yeah. Also, breaking news out of the UK, of course.
Yes.
The UK judge has ruled finally that Julian Assange has been cleared to return to the U.S. to face charges. Joe Biden has sent U.S. Special Envoy Hillary Clinton to pick him up.
Right.
And, of course, now that was, that was 3 days ago, of course.
Yes.
And, and I called it then.
Yes.
I think, no, of course, that was after we had done the show.
Yes.
But so it wasn't on the Friday show, but shortly after is when we found that out, and I called it then. I was like, yeah, okay, well, they're sending Hillary to pick Julian up.
Yes.
He's not going to live another 48 hours. Just not.
Right.
And then what do we see now? What was it about? About 18 hours later.
Yes.
There's a report coming out of several news sources. That, of course, he had a stroke.
Right.
And now, of course, Twitter has put the kibosh on the Julian Assange hashtag.
Yes.
So now I think if you want any information about Assange, you have to hashtag Opie the Monkey Boy.
Right.
I think that's the... Well, no, because when Twitter does that, of course,
yes,
then the QAnon people come out with secret code tags to, right, to tag stuff under so that you can still follow along and be misguided, right?
Right.
So. Also out of Washington today, Kamala Harris says, quote, "Women will die." Kamala Harris warns of grave consequences if the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade in a Chronicle interview. Quote, "If they do it, I'll cut some bitches. Some bitches be going down. Ha, 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 ha.
Right.
Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha.
Right.
Sorry, it's a quote. I have to say it. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, I think that's all of them.
Right.
Yeah, I do. Oh, and news out of Israel tonight.
Yes.
There she is. The 70th annual Miss Universe competition took place in Eilat, Israel tonight. Andrea Meza, 26, from Chihuahua City, Mexico, has passed on the title of Miss Universe to Miss USA.
Yes.
Steve from Encino.
Right.
Yeah. And, of course, this is just a reminder, if you want to get the benefit of absolutely free full-color photos,
Right.
you can follow along here by logging into Twitter and going to @SpeculationNews.
Yes.
It's all one word, no space.
Yes.
Right.
You go there and you can follow along with these headlines and enjoy some fine full-color photos, links, videos, and other assorted exciting media.
Right.
And just after, now this is interesting.
Yes.
Now, see, there might be some truth to this, Julian Assange shit after all. Right?
Right.
Well, no, there might be, Bill.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Because I remember do you remember back in the Julian Assange movie?
Yes.
Remember there was the movie they did, the dramatization of blah, blah, blah?
Yes.
Right.
Well, now they had made a point in there that before he was arrested,
Yes.
they had made a point in there that he instructed, the staff, the people that were working with him to, if anything were to ever happen to him,
Yes.
to arrange to immediately do a mass dump. Oh, right, I said mass dump.
Right.
To immediately do a mass dump of all the information that they had on everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. So, oddly enough, it was just about an hour and a half after those reports that we had yesterday, those sketchy reports we had of Julian, of course, having a stroke.
Yes.
Well, it was about an hour and a half after that WikiLeaks actually dumped everything. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So I mean, and it is everything. If you go to Speculation News, it's their pinned tweet, so that I guess everybody can go and download the endless list of holy shit.
Right.
There's everything here. There's Afghan off-property list, of course.
Yes.
There's it's all the military equipment we gave.
Yes.
Right.
Everything that Cablegate, Budapest, CMS, collateral murders,
Right.
ICN Watch, the Galvin tapes, Kenya, the RNC, there's Tibet stuff in here. There is Afghanistan off-property lists extended. There's Farrakhan, a great deal of information, 3 subcategories actually of Farrakhan. Review summaries: Tanzania, New Zealand, Australia. They're listed by countries, of course, and in the country
Yes.
subcategories, they've got all the shit that happened there, and Austria,
Yes.
and Lebanon, and just endless stuff, and all this Delta Force stuff. It's just endless. There's just tons. Fallujah, FBI. There's a whole huge section on the FBI.
Yes.
And it's like everything you can think of. Egypt, bioweapons of mass destruction, extremist symbols 2006, military gangs 2007, military Nazis 2008. Like all this shit, right? You're reading all this stuff and you're like, and if you go into these subcategories and everything,
Yes.
there's actual documentation from the FBI,
Yes.
and the CIA.
Yes.
And, these are all active investigations. These are all real people. They're all real things. it's all in here, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on, right? And then holy shit, you getting through all this stuff. You're going through all the Gitmo and the Google.
Yes.
And it just goes on and on and on, right?
Right.
Well, there's information here right back to 1962.
Yes.
And that 1962,
Yes.
like,
Right.
and you start going through all this stuff.
Yes.
You start reading it and disseminating it and sitting there, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Right.
Right? And I don't care who you are. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, any moron, if you can actually read and comprehend things,
Yes.
you can't deny the shit that's going on here.
Right.
You just can't. You can't, and all these names and dates and places and people and endless lists of people. God.
Yes.
Well, oddly enough, Gilbert and William Shatner, they're not in here.
Yes.
But I mean, countless file folders of Peace Corps stuff and God, it's just PNC Bank stuff and Bank of America stuff and
Yes.
Like this is just a huge suppository of everybody's information for the last 7 decades. Right? And it's everything like Scientology.
Yes.
Scientology's got like 70 fucking file headers in
Yes.
here. Case studies and ethics studies and cult birthday games and
Right.
case remedies and Hubbard Class 8 Xenu tapes and what? Oh yeah, that Hubbard.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy was a total wackadoodle. Man, that's
Right.
he's just right frickin' nuts. But yeah, there's like, oh god, there must be 50 different folders in here.
Yes.
Just of Scientology, all these different things. And in each folder, it's just tons and tons and tons of internal documentation and evidence that they've gathered in their investigations on all these heinous fucking things.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
yeah, some of the things that I want to do to girls,
Right.
that's tame. There's no mention of that deviant shit anywhere in here, right? Like it's all
Right.
It's all way worse. And I'm sitting here going, well, geez, that explains why they're not looking at me.
Yes.
Right.
Because I don't make any bones about hiding it. I mean, it's part of who I am.
Part of reaching an audience is being yourself.
Well, and that's what I do, right?
Right.
But TCI and Timor and UBS and God, there must be 100 folders on the UK, all different things. Another 150, 200, 300 folders on the U.S. government and their interactions with just about every other country you can think of. And then you go in there, and of course, it's everything.
Yes.
Right? And Venezuela, and God, it just doesn't. And then, of course, they get into like all the master WikiLeaks folders.
Yes.
And, of course, you go in there, and it's just tons and tons more of everything that's come before. And,
Yes.
Literally, if somebody were to go through all of this information and take in all this information
Yes.
and examine all of it
Yes.
and put it into context and put it into place and put it into a timeline and figure all the shit out,
Yes.
I swear it would take somebody probably 15 to 20 years.
Right.
And I mean, that's I mean, that's just insane, right? Like,
Power tends to corrupt. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
well, yeah, but I'm like, why would you keep track of all this shit?
Right.
Why wouldn't? God, and they've got it all, and
Yes.
even here right at the bottom here, Of course, the old Obama slogan, yes, we can.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, there's